Hello again, welcome to this special edition again. Of course, we are back again to keep following and discussing the impact of coronavirus in the country and of course around the world as well. It has been a long day. We have been, of course, talking about the developments of the disease. So that is the reason we are back again. Of course, we will be again going back to the Banjul International Airport to again follow the proceedings down on the ground. Our team of correspondents is on the ground to update us and of course you the viewers as well. What is the situation like this evening? As you know, since in the morning it has been a very interesting situation down there, as you have been hearing from our correspondents on the ground. And of course in a moment we'll be going live down there, of course, at the Banjul International Airport. But before that though, quickly I am joined on the of course platform by Sandigi Njai, who is a blogger and also an activist. Sandigi, good evening and welcome to this special edition of COVID-19 or whatever you want to call it, as we continue to look at the impact and how the situation has continued to unfold in the country.
Good evening to the audience watching or keenly following iAfrica at this very special edition. And it's always a delight to be here sharing platform with the team of iAfrica and thoughts as well as the coronavirus is concerned and other issues.
Indeed. Thank you very much. It's always good to have you also here so we can of course together discuss and look at the impact, like I said, and of coronavirus. But I think we can now go live at the Banjul International Airport, where we can able to talk to our correspondent live on the ground, Ibrahim Abba. Ibrahim, good to have you back on the line again. It has been a long day. You have been following proceedings down there at the Banjul International Airport. What more can you tell us? What is the latest development and situation right now on the ground?
Thank you very much, Amadou. It is a pleasure being with you. It has been a long day indeed. Right now at the Banjul International Airport, it is the Turkish airline that is just landed here.
Okay.
Turkish Airbus A330 343 is the one that just landed. So prior to this landing, no one could tell us as to which airline is coming, because it brings back home men in uniform this time. So the members of the armed forces, police and immigration who left the country on a United Nations mission training in the United Arab Emirates are the ones that are coming back today. So at the airport background, you can find here, people in the military, in the security sector, who are here to, welcome them.
Okay.
The numbers are not that much congested, but we also spotted some family members, relatives to these female cops who are coming home. So this training that the women went for is purely a package for women, as we understand from the military sources. So it was a training that was meant for more than 100 countries in the UAE on peace mission topics.
Well, that's quite very interesting. This is our very own people who, of course, have gone out for a different mission, but along the way, along the line, caught by this unfortunate development of coronavirus. And of course, they are received like some of the other top officials from the service. Now, how are they being received? Are the normal procedures still being followed? And despite they are not coming from highly hit countries, as we know, right now, what is the procedures? Are they following the same? And also, have you understand that whether they are going to be quarantined as they are just arriving in the country?
That is the situation here right now. We know the military is here, and then earlier on we spotted about 2 to 3 vans that were, among those that were donated to the country by China sometime last or 2 weeks ago. So, and a military bus that has also found its way in to the airport premises. So we believe that these are the, the vehicles that is here to pick up these ladies in uniform. So we try to gain access or negotiate access to the airport to kind of have a closer interaction with the people coming. But we are made to understand that it is a situation of COVID-19. And this is even felt by the Army, because we earlier on spoke with the Army PRO, who said that, even the commander of training on the ground is finding it difficult to access because the situation is somehow purely under the medical authorities. So as to the quarantine, this is an important aspect. We are here to witness exactly how would the transition or the reception will be like for these female, cops in uniform.
Exactly. I think that sounds very interesting, by the way. It's all about COVID-19 or the coronavirus impact hitting in all sides. Now, of course, as reports indicate today, earlier the CDS apparently is on the self-isolation, as you know. And then now, do you understand where they are going to be based from here? Like I mentioned, it's good to know or to understand whether they will be isolated for some period of time, despite, like I said, they are not coming from a highly hit country of the coronavirus, but at this moment you cannot tell whether one is negative or positive or whatsoever. So exactly, do you try to understand the situation as they just arrived?
Sure. We earlier on at the iAfrica studios, we received an amateur video showing, some push and pull between ordinary people with airport officials as to the need to quarantine them. So that was very unofficial. We could not confirm as to what was actually the problem. And there are rounds making on social media that, some people who were received at a local hotel for quarantine period of 14 days, actually fled the hotel due to bad conditions. So these are all, this kind of allegation have been going on. Now we wanted to know what will be different with the army or people in uniform, because it consists also of the police and the immigration. But we are made to understand by the Army PRO, Lamin Sayang, of course, he talked to us earlier on phone to say that the army is in full force here and they are ready to negotiate the handing over of these men in uniform or these women in uniform back to the service medical unit. As we know, the army and the police, they have established medical units. So they are formal institutions where having these young ladies, or ladies in a confined place shouldn't be a problem for the security. So that is what the police and the army are here for. So somewhere in my background, I have seen, police officers in uniform. We are not sure why are they appearing informal here. Of course, they are in uniform, but the fact that they are, standing somewhere around the garages or the car park, makes us wonder the situation of accessibility to the coming females. So we also negotiated. We tried to negotiate for our entry, but we understood from the airport, medical team that, they are trying their best to isolate, these ladies who are coming back to the country from a mission in the United Arab Emirates or the Middle East.
Well, probably one may think in such a situation when they travel outside and come back, there should be always, a lot of excitement and camaraderie around. But then because of this unfortunate situation of the COVID-19, I do not know whether family members have attempted to go down to the airport to see their, loved ones coming back, despite probably they might not get close to them or if there's nobody around. What can you tell us about that,
Earlier on, we spotted some members of the society, some cross-sections of the community that we felt are here to welcome their loved ones. but I doubt if they can definitely have access to those who have just landed on the Turkish airline, because initially you remember we said that neither of the airport authorities, none of them was able to even confirm that there is a chartered flight coming,
Yeah.
because we understood from an anonymous source of the airport that there is nothing like a flight that is coming in the name of air official mission. But we understand this is a normal flight, the Turkish airline that we just described here. Actually, iAfrica, technical team was able to, read the airline while it was in the skies, and we established earlier on that it was going to be the Turkish airline. So this helped, and this is one of the reasons why we insisted that coming to the airport, even without confirmation from the airport source, it was something that we needed to do. And this is what happened. So the Turkish airline landed here, and the Army PRO informed me that their medical director, the person responsible for medical affairs, is Dr. Alkali Conte, who is all somewhere within the airport to negotiate the receiving of these women who were on an official mission in the name of the Gambia.
All right. Now, briefly, again, if you can a little bit move away from the arrival of those, women, of course, women in uniform coming back. Generally, describe the atmosphere for us again at the airport. I know it's somehow difficult to get to some places or have access to the places you have been in the morning. But then, but the last time we spoke, there were some other foreign nationals who were supposed to leave the country. The situation changed. Have everybody left finally? And apart from this, plane that landed now, is there any other one that probably you find on the ground or not? What more can you tell us about the general situation at the airport?
The situation at the airport, appears constant almost since morning. But when we arrive, as usual, the car park was almost full to capacity, and this will make you wonder for what reason would the vehicle be so much here. And at the gate entry point to the main hall, we noticed the heavy security presence that is facilitating foreign nationals who have been in the Gambia